What's up, guys? So the Johto tour is just around the corner. Let's go through some tips and tricks for the event. We'll be covering tips for both paid and non-paid ticket holders. However, if you bought the ticket, be sure to watch the free section because those tips will still help you. Before we get into it, if you don't know what the Johto tour is or you're completely confused what this video is about, I have a full video which I will link below breaking down the whole event, what you get with a ticket, what you get without a ticket, and all that stuff. So if you don't know what this event is, I definitely recommend watching that video before this one, as this video will only be covering tips for the event. Let's hop into it. We're going to start with tips for players who did not buy the ticket, starting with relevant spawns. Johto has a total of 100 Pokemon. Out of the 100 Pokemon, which ones, if you see in the wild during this event, are going to be worth catching and using in the PvP and the raid meta? We're going to start with the raid meta. Let's hop into it. First of all, Typhlosion and Feraligatr in their shadow forms are both good water and fire type attackers respectively. So catching Cyndaquils and Totodiles to get candies to invest in the shadow forms might be worth it during the event. Next up, Togepi is hatching from 2-kilometer eggs, and Togetic most likely will be spawning in the wild or in raids. I'm not 100% sure. They haven't told us exactly yet. And both those Pokemon evolving into Togekiss. Togekiss is a good fairy type raid attacker. Although fairy is not the best type for raids, still might be worth it. We also have Mareep, which evolves into Ampharos. Ampharos, of course, has the Mega form, which is the second best electric type raid attacker in the game right now, behind Mega Manectric. Murkrow spawning in the wild, which Murkrow evolves into Honchkrow, and both Honchkrow and Shadow Honchkrow are decent flying type raid attackers. Onix, which although is a Kanto Pokemon, will be spawning during the event because it evolves into Steelix, and Mega Steelix is a decent steel and ground type raid attacker as it gives you Mega Boost for those types. We have Snubbull, which evolves into Granbull, but specifically the Shadow Granbull is a decent fairy type raid attacker. Scyther, which again is a Kanto Pokemon, but will be spawning because it evolves into Scizor, and Scizor does have a Mega in the future you could prepare for. Same goes with Heracross, which will be in 3-star raids for everybody, ticket or non-ticket, and that one does have a Mega in the future you can prepare for. Sneasel, which evolves into Weavile, but specifically Shadow Weavile is a good ice and dark type raid attacker in the games. Actually the #1 DPS for both those types, I believe. Swinub, which evolves into Mamoswine, but specifically Shadow Mamoswine is one of the best ground and ice type raid attackers as well. So make sure to get those candies by catching the Swinubs. Houndour, which evolves into Houndoom, which of course does have the Mega. That's a good dark type Mega to use. Elekid, which although is a baby Pokemon, is a decent one to go after in eggs because Shadow Electivire is the #1 electric type raid attacker in the game. So a good time to stock up candies through eggs. Raikou, which is a decent electric type raid attacker, and if you have its Shadow form, this is going to be a great chance to get candy to invest into the Shadow because the Shadow is amazing. Same goes with Entei. Entei in the Shadow form is one of the best fire type raid attackers in the game. If you have it, get the Entei so you can invest the candies. Larvitar, which evolves into Tyranitar. Now Tyranitar in the Shadow form is both good as a dark and a rock type raid attacker. You do need Legacy Smackdown, which you will have the opportunity to get to use as a rock type raid attacker, but definitely good to catch the Larvitars for the Shadow Tyranitar, and Tyranitar does have a Mega in the future. So that's about it for the relevant Pokemon to catch if you're into raids. Now if you're into PvP, what Pokemon should you be looking for? First of all, Chikorita evolves into Meganium. Meganium is a good Great and Ultra League Pokemon. However, you do need to XL to run it in the Ultra League, meaning you need to power it up above level 40 with XL candies. With Cyndaquil evolving into Typhlosion. Typhlosion is a decent pick for the Ultra League. Not completely meta, but still recently a lot stronger with the increase in wall reigns. Hoot evolves into Noctowl. Noctowl with its recent buffs is a good Great League Pokemon. Spinarak evolves into Ariados, which is a good Special Cup Pokemon like we saw with the Love Cup. Golbat will be spawning, although it's a Kanto Pokemon, it does evolve into Crobat. Crobat is a good Ultra League Pokemon, definitely one worth getting. And Golbat itself is actually a decent Great League Pokemon for Special Cups. Chinchou, which evolves into Lantern, which is a decent Special Cup Great League Pokemon as well. Cleffa, which evolves into Clefable, a good Ultra League Pokemon. Igglybuff from eggs as well, which evolves into Wigglytuff, a good Great League Charmer as well. And Togepi and Togetic, which evolve into Togekiss. Togekiss is good for all 3 leagues. However, the only way to get a Togekiss for the Great League is going to be if you catch a low enough CP Togetic in the wild. So hopefully that Pokemon will be spawning in the wild. Mareep evolving into Ampharos. Ampharos is a decent Ultra League Pokemon. Marill evolving into Azumarill. Azumarill is one of the best Great League Pokemon, definitely something worth catching. Poliwhirl, which evolves into Politoed. Politoed is a good Great and Ultra League Pokemon. And the Poliwrath is decent as well in the Ultra League if you want to evolve it that way. Eevee, which evolves into the Umbreon, which is good for the Great and the Ultra League. However, in the Ultra League, you do need it above level 40, so you need it XL. And Eevee also into Sylveon. Sylveon is a decent Great League, Ultra League, and Master League Charmer. Wobbuffet, which if you actually have a purified form of Wobbuffet at level 50 as 100% IV, it's a very good Great League Pokemon, has a lot of bulk. So catch the Wobbuffets to get the candies to invest into your purified Wobbuffets. Onix, which evolving into Steelix. Steelix is a good Ultra League Pokemon, definitely one worth getting, but you're gonna need that one XL as well, so you need to invest the XL candies. Snubbull into Granbull. Granbull's a decent Ultra League and Great League Charmer. Quillfish, which is a decent Special Cup Pokemon, kind of like the Ariados we talked about. Scyther into Scizor. Scizor is a decent Ultra League Pokemon. Slugma into Magcargo. Magcargo is a decent Great League Special Cup Pokemon, like we saw in the Glove Cup as well. Swinub into Mamoswine. Mamoswine is a decent Master League Pokemon. However, not as good anymore because of the Walrens. Mantine, which is of course version exclusive, but is a decent Great League Pokemon. Skarmory as well, which is a decent Great and Ultra League Pokemon. However, your Ultra League you need to XL, but that one's version exclusive as well. Seadra, which is Kanto, but it's evolving into Kingdra, and Kingdra is a good Ultra League Pokemon. Tyrogue, which evolves into Hitmontop. If your defense and stamina stats are higher than your attack stats on the IVs, it's a weird evolution. Hitmontop is a decent Great League closer. Chansey will be spawning in the wild. Although it's Kanto, it evolves into Blissey, but keeping in the Chansey form, XL level 50 is a good Great League Special Cup Pokemon. Raikou and its Shadow form are decent closers for the Great and the Ultra League. Suicune, which you can get in raids, is a decent Ultra League Pokemon. Ho-Oh and Lugia, both are going to have their legacy moves. Ho will have Sacred Fire, Lugia will have Aeroblast, are amazing Master League Pokemon, definitely worth getting, and you can even run them in the Ultra League, however they won't be as good. So yeah, now you know what is relevant in what league, so keep an eye out for all those Pokemon if there's something that caught your eye. Now let's talk about Mega Evolution. If you don't know, if you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, any Pokemon you catch that shares a type with that Mega Evolution, you will get 1 bonus candy every time you catch it. Of course, the Johto Tour, plenty of Pokemon are going to be spawning with plenty of different types, so what is going to be the best Mega Evolution to maximize on candy during the event? I'm going to throw up a screenshot from the amazing Zoe 2 Dots. Her channel will be linked below, and this video that the screenshot is from will be linked below. And she broke down how many of each type of Pokemon are there in the Johto region. As you can see, there's 19 flying types, 18 water, 15 normal, grass, etc., etc. Check it out on screen. This allows us to break down what Mega is going to be most worth catching. As you can see, flying is going to be the #1 go-to. So you might think evolving a Mega Pidgeot, which covers both the flying and the normal section, or a Mega Charizard Y, which covers the flying and fire type section, might be in your best interest to get the most amount of candy. I think the best Mega, in my opinion, is actually going to be Mega Aerodactyl. Couple reasons. First of all, you have to think about the value of a Pokemon. What is going to be the most valuable Pokemon from Johto? Probably for most of you, it's going to be Larvitar, the pseudo legendary. Larvitar is a rock type Pokemon, so you're going to want to make sure that your Mega is a rock type, so you're getting more candy for these rarer Pokemon like Larvitar. On top of that, Mega Aerodactyl is actually a good counter against Ho-Oh and Lugia, which are going to be in raids all day. So if you plan on doing raiding, want to catch Larvitars, and still want to hit the 19 flying type Pokemon and the 7 rock type Pokemon, which covers 26 Pokemon about, it's going to be the best Mega to go to. However, probably the best way for you to decide is figure out what Pokemon is the rarest, the one you want the most candy for. Say it's Larvitar, or say it's some other Pokemon like Swinub, and then find a Mega that corresponds with the most amount of Pokemon you want. It's really going to be a personal preference. In my opinion, I think Aerodactyl is the best because you have a counter. You also are hitting a lot of rare Pokemon during the event. Again, check out the screenshot, shout out to Zoe 2 Dots, and make your decision accordingly. Now, if you're free to play, you can still raid Ho-Oh, Lugia, Entei, Suicune, and Raikou, and even Heracross and Corsola in raids. Everything is going to be free. However, of course, you're going to have to get your own raid passes. Note, you are getting 2 free raid passes from spinning gyms a day, though, currently right now. So, however, Niantic support actually recently tweeted out, trainers, to account for 2022 Pokemon Go World Champions early qualification closing at the end of Go Battle League Season 10, will be increasing the maximum number of sets from 5 to 20. This will begin February 26, 12 a.m. local time, and at March 1st, 11:59 p.m. local time. So on the 26th, which is the Johto Tour, until the end of the season, everyone will be able to do up to 100 Pokemon Go battles a day. If you don't know, if you're ranked 20 in Go Battle League, every time you get an encounter reward, which I believe is 3 wins in a row, you actually have a chance of getting the current legendary. So if you don't have money and you still want Ho-Oh, Lugia, Entei, Suicune, Raikou, and a chance at those Pokemon, I do believe during the Johto Tour, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. local time, if you do your PvP set, you have a chance to get these Pokemon from PvP rewards. Don't completely quote me on this because we have had instances in the past where we have pop-up raid hours, like the pop-up Heatran raid hour, and that did not become a GBL encounter for the hour. However, I would think in a long-term event, like a 12-hour event like this, you're not going to be getting Deoxyses from the rewards. You will be getting these legendaries. So be sure to do your PvP sets if you're free to play and you don't have a lot of raid passes, but you still want to get these Pokemon during the day, as you do have a chance to get these legendaries and get them shiny, and they will still have their legacy moves. Okay, so we're done talking about what Pokemon to catch. Now let's talk about how to get candy. If you don't know, once you're level 40, you unlock XL candy. And during the Season of Heritage, which is actually running all the way till March 1st, so only 2 days until after the Johto Tour that it ends, you are getting a guaranteed XL candy every time you give away a Pokemon. So any of the Pokemon we mentioned in the relevant side of things that you're going to want XL candy for, you have to be sure to trade them the night of the Go Tour, so the 26th, 27th, and the 28th, before that bonus goes away on the 1st. That's going to be 300 trades. That's going to be 300 guaranteed XL candies. Be sure any Pokemon you catch that you want guaranteed XL candy for, if you're above level 40, trade them away before the end of the season. On top of that, before you trade them, I recommend evolving Pokemon you want XL candy for. If you don't know, when you evolve a Pokemon in Pokemon Go, it has a small chance to get you XL candy. It works the exact same as transferring, so the higher level the Pokemon is, the higher that bar is across, the higher chance when you evolve it, you get an XL candy. So I definitely recommend before you trade away, or if you're going to transfer or whatever, for any Pokemon you want XL candy for, be sure to go ahead and evolve it. Since we're going to be getting so much candy, for example, Larvitar, it might be worth to just go ahead and evolve a Larvitar into a Pupitar before you trade it and then transfer it kind of thing. I wouldn't really recommend doing the bigger cost evolutions like the Pupitar into Tyranitar because that's 100 candies down the drain, which of course you could just transfer 100 for one because that's the conversion rate. But taking the risk on a 25 candy evolution and having a chance to get an XL candy might be worth it in your instance. So evolve, trade, transfer, that's how you get the most candy. Now, we are getting special legacy moves by evolving, specifically Meganium with Frenzy Plant, Typhlosion with Blast Burn, Feraligatr with Hydro Cannon, Umbreon and Espeon with Last Resort, I believe. Don't quote me on it. It might be the other legacy moves from the other community day. Tyranitar with Smackdown, Ampharos with Dragon Pulse, Mamoswine with Ancient Power. Now, I will be making a video that will drop tomorrow on what are the best legacy moves, but let me do a quick run through of which ones are relevant. Tyranitar is going to be priority number 1 for Smackdown. Umbreon's going to be an important one with Last Resort. Meganium with Frenzy Plant, a very good move you need for PvP, and Typhlosion with Blast Burn, a very good move for PvP. Those are going to be the priorities I would say to get, but if you're still confused, just make sure to evolve all the Pokemon I mentioned to get their legacy moves. Quick note before we move on though, if you have a shadow version of the Pokemon and it knows the legacy move Frustration, it will block the teaching of any legacy charge move. I'm going to say again, legacy charge move. So for example, you have a Shadow Quilava with Frustration, you evolve it into Typhlosion during the event, you're not going to get Blast Burn, and don't worry, double moving it and evolving it doesn't work either. It'll always try to take the place of the first move. However, I want to note, you can get the fast moves. So evolving a Shadow Pupitar into a Shadow Tyranitar during the event, even if it knows Frustration, Smackdown still will be top because it's a fast move. So just be sure to evolve, but if you have Frustration, don't evolve them yet, as you won't be learning the legacy charge moves. Now, if you have a ticket or not, you are getting a maximum of 6 special trades. Let's go through what I recommend lucky trading. First thing is going to be Pokemon that you can get the legacy moves on during the day. Pokemon like the Tyranitar, which you can get Smackdown on, might be worth shiny trading a Larvitar, since once you're done that trade, you can quickly evolve it, get the legacy move, bing, bang, boom. Second of all is just going to be general Pokemon you want Shundos for. You know, if a Shundo you want, like for example, it was me for Sableye, you want a Mewtwo Shundo, all that stuff. Be sure to message your friends that you're lucky friends with and say, hey, can we do our special trades? And you can probably knock out 6 in the day, get a good chance at getting a high IV. Finally, if you don't have any lucky trades to do, what I recommend doing is mirror trading legendaries. Since the lowest IV floor you can get for a legendary is going to be a 10-10-10 IV floor, how are you supposed to get a PvP IV Registeel, Giratina Altered, and all those good PvP Pokemon? This is where mirror trading legendaries come in. You're going to want to go ahead, find a friend, preferably someone who is lower friend levels with you, and go ahead and trade a Registeel for a Registeel. When you trade those, the lowest IVs can be from trades are going to be like lower than 10-10-10, so you have a chance to get a low attack, high defense, high stamina on your legendaries. So if you don't have any lucky trades to do during the day, doing these mirror trade special trades might be worth it to get some chances at some PvP IV sets. So that's all my tips for free-to-play players. Now we're going to get into tips for anyone who bought the ticket. First thing to note is Stardust boosted Pokemon. What Pokemon you should be looking out for if you're in the Stardust, because they get you more Stardust. If you choose the silver version of the ticket, Delibird is going to be spawning. Delibird gives a base Stardust rate of 500 stars per catch, of course more during weather boost and with a star piece. So definitely, if you chose the silver version of the ticket and you see Delibirds off your incense, because they're only spawning on incense, be sure to catch them. We're also going to get some stage 2 Kanto Pokemon spawning in the wild so that we can get the Johto forms. So the following Pokemon are going to give you 300 stars per catch and definitely worth catching. Golbat, Gloom, Poliwhirl, and Seadra are all spawning in the wild during the event. If you see those Pokemon that give you 300 stars per catch, definitely worth catching. All in all though, to get a lot of stars during the event, just catch as many Pokemon as you can and use star pieces if you want to grind even more. However, I wouldn't really recommend star pieces too much since we're not getting any Stardust catch bonus, so it might be worth saving them for a Stardust bonus event. Also, on the topic of XP, let's go through what Pokemon from Johto are actually easy excellent throw Pokemon. If you don't know, if you catch a Pokemon on an excellent throw, you get 1000 XP. So what are going to be the easiest Pokemon you should look out for in the wild if you're in the need of hitting those excellent throws and getting XP? Hoothoot, Leddyba, Sudowoodo, Hoppip, Aipom, Wobbuffet, Girafarig, Mantine, Smeargle, and Miltank, in my opinion, are the easiest excellent throws of the Johto region. So if you see those Pokemon, be sure to focus on hitting your excellent throws to get a little XP during the day. Now, if you bought a ticket, you are going to be getting some raid passes, specifically 3 free remote raid passes in the shop and up to 9 raid passes from spinning gyms during the day. Note, you cannot stack the spinning gyms raid passes. Those are the ones you get it, you have to use it, spin another gym, etc. So you have to use them during the event. What I'm going to recommend is, first of all, of course, find a group of raiders so you can raid all this stuff, and make sure to use all your local raid passes and remote raid passes. However, I want to note, if you don't have anyone to raid with, what are you supposed to do? Well, in comes raiding Discords and raiding apps like PokeGenie, PokeBattler, and all of that stuff. All of these apps allow you to invite people to remote raids or join people's remote raids, so you don't actually need friends. I know, you don't need friends to actually raid. You can go into these apps, say, yo, what's up? Let me add you up, invite you, bang, raid completed, and you get your encounter without anyone near you. I'm gonna link below videos on the best rating discords and the best rating apps. Those videos walk you through all of that stuff if you want to learn about that whole side of the Johto tour, so you can focus on rating even if you have no friends. On top of that, if you don't know, in 2 places in the world, I believe, in a city in Mexico and Taiwan, the day after the Johto tour, February 27th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., there's actually a Kanto tour kind of event going down in those 2 areas. If you want to participate in those events, you have to buy a ticket, fly to those locations. That's very event specific and ticket specific. So you're not going to get it anywhere in the world. But in those 2 locations, there will be Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres all in raids. So keep an eye out the day after the Johto tour on those rating apps and rating discords. Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres raids will be going down if you're in the need of those Pokemon or if you want to catch those Pokemon, as you will be able to get invites to those cities and join those raids as long as there's someone hosting raids there. Hopefully there will be. We'll have to wait and see. If you have friends in those areas, that's going to be your best bet, but still something to know. Now, there will be a special research during the day, which will get you an encounter with a magical leaf Celebi. And it says on the website, if you catch Celebi during the event, it will know magical leaf. This makes me think of 2 things. First of all, you're going to have to catch the Celebi before the event is over if you want it to know magical leaf. I believe if you catch it after the event is over, it will not know magical leaf. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I'm kind of getting from it. This also means that if you have the Distracted by Something Shiny or the Ripple in Time quest, which are past quests for shiny Celebi and regular Celebi, I don't know if you can get those quests anymore, but if you have them in your special research and you have your Celebi encounter, don't catch it yet. Wait till the Johto tour, catch it then, because there might be a small chance that your Celebi actually knows magical leaf. So that's just a quick way to get an extra magical leaf Celebi if you haven't completed these special researches. Of course, I've already completed it and majority of you have probably already completed it, but that's just something that might be useful for some of you. Let's talk about platinum medals. If you don't know, you need 35 platinum medals to go from level 48 to 49. Now, even if you're not close to those levels, I definitely recommend working on it now because platinum medals are not easy to come by. This event is going to be amazing to grind platinum medals. Let's go through which ones are the best to get. Of course, the #1 medal is going to be the Johto medal. Register 100 Pokemon first discovered in the Johto region limited Pokedex. This is the event. If there's one event to do it, this is the event to get it. Every Johto Pokemon will be available in every sort of different encounter, so be sure to complete this medal by the end of the day. It shouldn't be very tough to do. Also, we're going to have all sorts of different types of Pokemon spawning in the wild, so keep an eye on your type medals and find out which type you haven't completed, and be sure to catch 2,500 of that type. For example, the breeder medal is for flying. Whatever medal of the type you haven't completed, if you see that type in the wild, be sure to catch it to work on that medal. Now, this is an event where a lot of people are going to be out, so this is one of the best events to complete your Picnicker medal. Use a lure to help any trainer catch 2,500 Pokemon. Specifically, go to a busy area and drop lures before anyone else during the day, or drop lures when there's no lures there, as trainers will go there, use those lures, take advantage of you. Just kidding, you're helping them out, and catch Pokemon off their lures. This will help you towards your Picnicker medal, which is a great time to complete this medal. Just be sure to be dropping lures in busy areas all day, and you should have this medal platinum pretty easy by the end of the day. If you want to know what lures to drop, by the way, I recommend the premium lures, so the Rainy, Mossy, Glacial, and Magnetic lure, as those lures will be spawning Pokemon more frequently than the purple lure. Now, the breeder medal is hatch 2,500 eggs, and we are getting quarter egg hatch distance if you have a ticket, and 2-kilometer eggs will be probably the only egg you can get from Pokestops during the day, and they will be hatching Johto baby Pokemon. Breeder medal, amazing time to do it because you can chew through eggs super fast. It's going to be 500 meters per egg. And if you have a super incubator, it's going to be even faster. So definitely a time to complete this medal. On top of that, if you really want to grind eggs, I would recommend actually clearing out your eggs, hatching all your eggs before the Johto tour. And then once the Johto tour starts, you can spin a couple Pokestops and have a full fresh batch of eggs, which will hatch baby Pokemon. This will allow you to be pretty much more prepared for eggs and have a clear egg storage going into the event, so you can get all these eggs and hatch them. Another way you can do this is stock up 12-kilometer eggs or 10-kilometer eggs going into the event. Don't incubate them. Once the event starts, incubate them and you'll get quarter egg hatch distance, being able to hatch those 12 and 10-kilometer eggs faster. Those are the 2 ways you can attack the eggs. It's very important to remember, guys, any eggs you have going into the event will not hatch Johto Tour Pokemon. The only way you hatch exclusive event eggs is if you get that egg during the event. So if I got an egg 3 years ago and I hatch it during the Johto Tour, it will hatch a Pokemon from the egg pool from 3 years ago. It's not going to hatch a Pokemon from the Johto Tour pool. So you got to get fresh eggs if you want to hatch these Johto Pokemon. Now, we have been told we're going to be getting snapshot surprises, and shiny Smeargle will be available from snapshots for both ticket and non-ticket holders. I'm not 100% sure exactly the details on, how many snapshots you're getting, all that stuff, but just be sure to do your snapshots for your cameraman medal, have 400 surprise encounter and go snapshots. Be sure to do them all because this is a tougher medal to do. Finally, the Rising Star medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. If you've never raided a Lugia, a Ho, an Entei, a Suicune, a Raikou, a Heracross, a Corsola, Corsola, or whatever raids we're gonna have during the day, be sure to do them at least one time, as you will work towards your Rising Star medal and complete this medal. It's generally pretty easy to do, but just one you have to pay attention to if you want to complete. And that's it for ticket player specific tips for the event. I'm gonna end with some general tips that are very important to have. First of all, of course, clear your storage before the event. This is something that goes without saying. I recommend having usually at least 40% of your bag is cleared, so you have at least 40% to kind of fit in. Honestly, I just recommend going through and just deleting whatever you can that you don't think you'll ever need or ever power up. If you want a full in-depth guide on what to keep, what to not, and how to do that whole process, I'll link below a video. But all in all, just delete stuff you don't want. But if you're really having trouble, check out that video. Also, Pokeball prep. I recommend stuffing as many Pokeballs as you can in your bag as possible. It really depends on what the size of your bag is, but I recommend 70 to 80% of your bag should be Pokeballs. Be stingy with it. I recommend probably deleting, things like berries that are useless. You can keep pineapples if you want to get a lot of candy, but Nana berry is not the most useful berries to have. Rare candy, put into any legendary, delete potions and all that stuff, and just hold as many Pokeballs as you can. Again, if you want a video on how to collect Pokeballs fast, I will link below a video that explains that. And I also have a video on how to manage your item bag. So all those videos are there if you want more info on it, but I trust you guys to just get a lot of Pokeballs. It's literally the tip. It's super simple. Also, a very important tip is to catch everything. This is one of the most important tips. If you want to get a lot of Stardust, a lot of XP, a lot of shinies, a lot of high IVs, catch and shiny check as many Pokemon as you can. The more you catch, the more stars you get, more XP you get, all that stuff. That's just a general kind of obvious tip, but still something worth to remember. If you are going to take a lunch break, which I definitely recommend, or a dinner break or whatever, or you don't want to play the whole event, I definitely recommend as well getting an auto catcher. Auto catcher is not the best word for it. It's more like an auto Pokeball thrower. It'll throw a Pokeball. If it catches it, it catches it. If it doesn't, it runs. It's a good accessory to have while you're eating lunch or whatever, or you can't go to the phone or you're taking a break, and your Pokemon Go can still run in the background while catching and spinning stops. If you want a full video on auto catchers, I'm sorry I'm linking away to so many videos, but it's hard to cover it all in one video. I'll link below a video on auto catchers, which ones I have, which ones are the best to get, and all that stuff. Finally, most important tip is have fun. If you're gonna go out into this event and you're not gonna have a blast, I definitely don't recommend going ahead and playing it. Pokemon Go is all about having fun. Any game is all about having fun. So if you're not having fun, take a break, enjoy time with your friends, your family, or by yourself, and have a blast. That's pretty much my tips for the video, guys. Now, a couple more things before this video ends. First of all, we have so much research going down during the event. We're gonna have, special timed collection challenges and all that stuff. So I'm gonna make a dedicated video, which will drop on the 25th at the nighttime around. Once we have the details on the research from the people over there in Australia, New Zealand, and in the East, I'm gonna have a full video breaking down all we know about the current research. Of course, we probably won't be able to get every single task since the masterwork research most likely will be locked for a bit since their tasks are gonna be tough and they might be, time-based, so you have to do stuff days in a row. But I will make a video on research, so stay tuned for that, as well as I will link below a playlist with all my Johto Tour videos. So if you want to learn more about the Johto Tour, any sort of information about the Johto Tour, I have covered it here on the channel, or I will cover it, and I'm going to leave that in a Johto Tour playlist below. So you can go through that whole playlist. If you watch every single video in that playlist, I promise you 100% you're going to be ready for this event to completely destroy it and, just make your account so much better and have so much fun. So I definitely recommend checking out that playlist. And that is pretty much it, guys. This was a huge information-packed video, but I hope you guys learned something from it. As always, if I missed any tips or there's any important tips that you want to add to this video, feel free to comment them below. I will throw some likes on some of the best ones so you guys can make sure you check those out and share those with the community. That's for me, the video, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hope you guys have an amazing Johto Tour. Come tune in my live stream as well. 10 a.m. EST is when it's starting. We're gonna see y'all in the next one. Follow for tips. Peace.